You know those weeks when life gets too busy, and your garden feels more like a chore than a joy. We've all been there. But here's the good news. There are plants so easy to grow, they practically raise themselves. You plant them once, and they thrive with minimal attention, little watering, and no constant pampering. Today, we're looking at 7 crops that take care of themselves, ideal for anyone juggling work, family, or simply wanting a more hands-off, self-sufficient garden. These are the crops I recommend to every gardener who wants high yields with low effort. Let's get into it. If there's one leafy vegetable that refuses to quit, it's kale. Once established, kale will give you fresh leaves for months with almost no care at all. It's hardy against pests, tolerant of both cold and heat, and even bounces back after being chewed by insects. Plant kale in rich soil once, and it'll produce until frost, sometimes even overwintering in mild climates. Harvest the outer leaves regularly, and it'll keep regenerating from the center. A single plant can feed you all season long. And here's a bonus. The flavor actually improves after a light frost, turning sweeter and more tender. Swiss chard is one of the most resilient greens you can grow. It handles poor soil, partial shade, and inconsistent watering better than almost anything else in the garden. Once it takes root, it just keeps producing, from spring to the first hard frost. Even if you neglect it for a few weeks, it will keep sending up fresh leaves. The colorful stems of varieties like bright lights make it as ornamental as it is edible, and it's perfect for cut-and-come-again harvesting. Garlic might be the ultimate low-maintenance crop. You plant it once in the fall, cover it with mulch, and then do absolutely nothing until summer. While it quietly grows underground, it naturally suppresses weeds, deters pests, and builds soil structure. By midsummer you'll pull up plump bulbs ready for curing and storage. Hardneck varieties are great for colder climates, while softneck types store longer. If you forget to harvest on time, even the scapes, the curly flower stalks, are edible and delicious. Zucchini is infamous for one thing: overproduction. You plant 1 or 2 seedlings and within weeks you'll be giving away squash to neighbors. Once it's established in well-drained soil with full sun, it grows fast and furious. It doesn't need pampering, just occasional watering during dry spells. Harvest regularly to keep the plant producing. Leave one hidden too long, and you'll end up with a club-sized monster, but even those can be shredded for baking or animal feed. For minimal work, it's unbeatable in terms of yield per square foot. If you want a true plant it and leave it crop, potatoes are it. Start with seed potatoes, bury them about 4 inches deep, and cover them with loose soil or straw. That's it. They'll grow, flower, and multiply beneath the surface while you go about your life. The only maintenance is hilling, adding more soil or mulch as the plants grow taller to protect tubers from sunlight. When the foliage yellows and is back, it's harvest time. You'll dig up far more than you planted, all from a few neglected hills. Beans don't just grow easily, they improve your soil as they do it. These self-sufficient plants pull nitrogen from the air and store it in their roots, enriching your soil for the next crop. Whether you choose bush beans or pole beans, they germinate quickly, thrive in average soil, and produce continuously with minimal feeding. Give them sunlight and a bit of support if needed, and they'll reward you with weeks of fresh pods. When you're done harvesting, cut the plants at the base and leave the roots in place to decompose naturally. Your soil will thank you. Few crops can handle neglect like sweet potatoes. Once planted, they spread fast, smother weeds, and thrive even in poor soil. They love heat, tolerate drought, and practically take care of themselves once vines start covering the ground. Beneath those lush leaves, the tubers quietly develop for 3 to 4 months. And here's the best part. The young leaves are edible too, tender, and packed with nutrients. So even before harvest, you get fresh greens. A thriving garden doesn't have to mean hours of work every day. These 7 crops, kale, chard, garlic, zucchini, potatoes, beans, and sweet potatoes, prove that nature rewards simplicity. Once they're in the ground, they'll handle most of the heavy lifting. You'll spend less time watering and weeding and more time enjoying the rewards. Vibrant, healthy food that almost grows itself. If you're ready to simplify your gardening routine and still harvest big, start with these plants this season. And if you found this guide helpful, don't forget to subscribe to Botanical Bliss and share this video with another gardener who needs a break without sacrificing the bounty. Because sometimes, the smartest gardeners are the ones who let nature do the work.